Welcome to the podcast that runs as smoothly as an arranged marriage with Finnegan Root. It's the Roguesun podcast. I'm Matt, and we're joined by legends of podcasting, Bash and Charlie. How's it going, guys? Bash, what's up?
Legend of podcasting. Whoa. Hey, man, hello, everyone. It's good to be
I
here.
mean,
I just
we've
want to
interviewed
say,
like big names here. Basically, we're like the nexus, basically, of comic
Yeah,
it's
journalism.
true.
Really, not to like
See,
whatever. Anyways,
look at Matt. He's adding to the immersion of the Rogue Sun
Yes.
world by being all diagonal, like the aviary. Like you just look at him, he's like literally.
am I? Yeah. It's
good
like
to
a
be
Better Call
here.
Saul poster. But
Yeah.
yeah.
Love it. How are you doing, Charlie?
Man, yeah, it's good to be here. I'm always impressed with what Matt pulls out of his who knows what
Whoa.
to get these intros, man. Because no, they're always funny. But yeah, no, it's been good. Just had Comic-Con this weekend, so that was a lot of fun. Kind of got immersed into a lot of different comics and a lot of different things. Bought some awesome stuff, met some cool people, and now an awesome book comes back this week. So roguesun 21, Infernals, I think, next week. So we get a Ryan Parrott a couple of weeks. So it's a fun time to get into it. How are you doing, Matt?
Okay, won't be moving myself. But yeah, I'm doing pretty good. It's been a while. It feels like there hasn't been a ton of massiveverse titles this year. We used to have like so many, and it's kind of slowed down for big reasons. We've had some big stuff coming out with like Infernals and other stuff, but no, it's nice to get back into Roguesun. It's obviously there's a reason we created like this separate podcast for it, because Roguesun is just keeps delivering, and we believe in this comic, and it keeps kicking ass, and it never fails to deliver a good issue. And I'm down to talk about it.
Hell yeah.
Totally. So before we get started here, let's just talk about some of the news that we came across recently. They did show the solicits for the upcoming here, 1 second. Yeah, so they showed the solicits for the next month of Image Comics solicits, and obviously we don't have any Radiant Black to look forward to because, as everybody knows, there's the hiatus that's going to take place probably around until February 2025. However, we did get the next issue of Roguesun solicited, so I'll pull that here in a second. In the meantime, there's a surprise on this cover. We get another thing of Ryan Barrett that he loves to make. Can anyone guess what it is?
What?
It's a rogue. We get another rogue. So here it is, Roguesun number 24, releasing November 27. And as you can see on the cover, it seems like we have yet another new villain, which I'm saying this with such a delight because you guys know Ryan Parrott is prolific and he makes a lot of rogues. So what do you guys think?
Yeah, we can't get enough of any of these villains. Like he introduces so many, but they're just all so fun, also creative, also different. So yeah, who knows? It looks like this guy is kind of gonna be pouring out of the shadows and stuff. Maybe can control shadows and something along those lines, which is kind of cool. Something we've never got. So that could be interesting with someone who controls fire, someone that hides in the shadows a lot of the time. So yeah, it could be a cool villain.
Yeah, the Roguesun Rogue Gallery don't miss.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Let's read the solicit for this one real quick. It might give us a hint before we move on to the current issue. It says, end of story arc. As supernatural forces plot against them, Roguesun must finally take on the Philistine, and Divinity is faced with an unexpected, life-altering decision. So the Philistine, that's his name. Very interesting. Make of that what you will. I will say this cover by Stefano Simeone is incredible. I'm curious if Abel probably designed the villain, but Stefano got to draw him on the cover, or maybe I'm wrong. Either way, very excited. And I did actually write a letter to the Massiveverse people after reading this issue, to the Roguesun letters.
Yeah.
Make sure you write to the letters. They're doing those again. So if you have something to say, guys, put your thoughts out there.
Yeah,
we saw Owen in there this week. I think we saw Owen in there this week. Yeah,
we
Shout
always
out
saw
Owen. Shout out Owen. Yeah.
It's funny. I did laugh. I cackled. I've seen Owen in so many books. It's pretty funny.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Got a
lot. Oh yeah.
Anyways, that's it for Roguesun 24. It's the only Massiveverse book new issue solicited for November. We also got the Cowl trade paperback, I believe, and We did mention that if you want to see more of Radiant Black, you can catch him in the Free Agents comic book. As for roguesun, keep on supporting this series, guys. It is amazing that we're going to be 24 issues in. 25 going to be the big one that kicks off the next arc. Just such an exciting time. I'm so happy. I can't believe we're in an age where Marvel and DC are struggling to put series that go this long. The fact that Rogue is going strong.
Yeah,
You know what I
that's
mean?
so true. That
Yeah.
is hilarious. That's a good point.
May
Yeah,
it burn for 1 billion years or 4 billion like the
Yes.
sun itself.
it's a great time to be a Massiveverse fan. That's for sure.
Yeah.
And the posters too. I guess we got a couple poster. I don't know if was the Kelly McMahon the cowl covers also was that announced earlier? I'm not sure.
Oh no,
Yeah.
good call.
Yeah,
So
she had a couple variants that were incredible. She had the Radia on issue 1 cowl variant, and she just kills it every single time. So yeah, we saw a couple of those covers, and we also got the Kelly McMahon poster that was dropped on the black market narrative, as well as a couple different posters, kind of landscape, super cool. There's the premiere one, one with all the rogues and the 2 Radiant
yeah, they
Blacks.
did all the Catalyst War covers.
Yeah, all the Catalyst War
posters.
covers.
Yeah.
Yeah, which are
Which is
just
clever.
perfect.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we were
you
wondering.
can tell that's how they were drawn, right? Like
Yeah.
obviously, like that's how they're drawn. They're made to be kind of shown in a space like that. So yeah,
Yeah.
those are killer for anyone who's wanting
Kelly's
to
stuff is
pick one of
great.
those up.
She should do like a Fantastic Four movie poster or something. Like her art style is like
Yes.
really, really great.
Yes, good show. But yeah, that was have we ever got her on roguesun? I don't think so, right?
No,
Kelly
and
McMahon?
She had the card
I
cover,
hope so.
didn't she? She had the playing
We
card
do-
cover.
Yes.
She did, yeah, she did. We
Yes.
did. She did the. You're right, actually. She did the roguesun 19 cover with the flip book,
Yes, that
and
was
that's
cool.
actually funny because since Abel stopped doing the covers, they've had one person do the covers for a while, and it was Lana Vecchio for a long time, and then it was Kelly did one, and now we have Stefano Simeone doing the streak, and that was actually the question I sent in on the letter was, are we going to get a new cover artist for 25 and forward? And I asked, are we going to keep the Massiveverse banner?
Cool.
Not gonna lie, I hope we don't keep the banner.
Dude,
did you say
I'm
that?
not gonna lie. I didn't say that in the email. I'm saying it here.
Please take it out.
I know it was an image thing, but
That's a
listen,
hot take.
It's better.
My favorite
without
part
the
of comics
banners.
is the banner. I think I made that joke last time. No, it's Banner of War or Banner of Sun. It's I like it. It's less space for the actual art. I don't know. Maybe the big cover side. Who's doing the side part? Did Basuto do it? So maybe Michael Basuto gets to shine with like the 1/6. Like who does the 1/6?
Oh, that's hilarious.
Either way, which
That's
I think is actually kind of cool. That makes me like it more. If it's
Yeah.
okay. But
Yeah.
I like
no.
it for like an issue, but for like 5, it's like a lot. Yeah.
Yes.
I didn't like it when it's the Hawkeye covers, like the Great Faction, Matt Fraction run has them on the bottom. It's just like,
Yeah.
Also, quick shout to Stefano. He's been doing those. Like I think he did this cover and he did like a time lapse of the whole process, like him drawing the whole cover and stuff. And he's been doing a lot of that. So yeah, go check that out on Twitter or X. That is, it looks so cool to see that stuff in action. You know.
Yeah. So guys, roguesun 21. Let's dive into it. So here we've got the creative team. Well, you know what? Yeah, we already showed you. You can see the cover in the background. So yeah, cover by Stefano Simeone. Here we've got the creative team: Ryan Parrott and Nick Cotton, writers; Abel, artist; Natalia Marquez, colorist; Becca Carey, letterer; Stefano Simeone on the cover; Wesley Griffith, production artist; Phonographics logo design; Michael Basuto, editor and designer and legend; and roguesun created by Ryan Parrott and Abel. So yeah, we don't have too many pages to show this time because we're not going to do it page by page anymore. We're going to talk through it and then show a couple of pages here and there where appropriate. So the first page kicks off with right where we ended last time on the cliffhanger, of course, with Vane making a move. He had initially mind controlled, begun to mind control all the people in the room, right? That's his power, like influencing them. And it's like a whole drug there's like an illusion.
He's an ex-drug dealer. He's an ex-drug dealer.
He's Hookah Hank,
which is perfect.
He's a lethal.
Hookah Hank.
Yeah,
what a great name. Yeah, no, there's a couple awesome names in here. But yeah, that first page was super cool. You get an awesome page with Hookah, Hank. You get Vane kind of giving a villain monologue and no one paying attention to him whatsoever. It was kind of
This
funny and
was
just
he was Sunday special. It was like a Sunday special about drugs. Like, you don't need drugs. I love this.
Yeah,
This was the after school
yeah,
special. Not Sunday. Yeah,
yeah.
this was the after school special, and I loved it. That aspect of it for sure. Probably my favorite, other than getting to hang out with Divinity. It was nice to see her get to come in. It's almost like when Michonne came in around like 19, like that character that has potential to be like maybe one of the bigger characters in the entire series.
100%. Yeah, that's a good comparison. And here's the second page with her, making her entrance, right?
yeah.
Gorgeous page. I love the color palette of this issue. It was
Oh yeah,
different from like your typical orange and reds. There's a lot of blues
Yeah.
and like some greens and like lighter hues. It was really interesting.
Yeah,
yeah.
I love just Hookah Hank in the background there, just making his monologue, just while chaos ensues is hilarious. But no, he was a he was a funny character, honestly. Like, probably not the top of my villains list of rogues, but
No,
Yeah.
like all these rogues are just so consistent. Like, there's not really one rogue where I'm just like, oh, like I forget about that guy, or like, oh,
They
I
have
don't like
flavor,
this dude.
right?
Yeah,
Like
exactly. Like
it feels like
everyone
a rogues
serves a
gallery, like a
purpose
real
too. Everyone
yeah.
feels like they do serve a little bit of a purpose,
It
which is awesome.
reminds me of the Flash's rogues, not as a group, as individuals. Like when you look at them, outside the group, and you look at them as individuals, like they're kind of all like losers and
mm,
chip off the block in terms of heroes. Some of them are stronger than others, and I feel like that's how some of the rogues galleries are, where it's like some of them are not as great as the other ones, but they do serve a really good purpose,
Yes.
cool purpose, and they do have a unique flavor to them, to where you remember them for that. So it's like, even though they're not like, even though one of them is a meme, like, compared to the rest, they're still like really funny. Like our favorite
mm,
meme is the Sharon, right?
yeah,
And he's
yeah.
like, that was one of
Yeah,
my
he'd
more
be the
preferred
one. He'd be
ones.
the one, but he
Yeah,
serves the purpose. He's that
yeah,
guy. He's
yeah.
that guy. But
But but yeah, what you were saying, like they're good reflections of Dylan too, though. Like
Yep.
they're Dylan has a chip on his shoulder as well, where if like he didn't have like his mom or someone like that, and even she kind of went rogue for lack of a better term. But yeah, it kind of it shows how these guys with small amount of power, Dylan at least has a good heart down there where he doesn't let it corrupt him and doesn't he doesn't really abuse it, or rarely anymore. He's
yeah.
getting
Mhm.
better.
Yeah, that's true. And this fight here, I thought one thing was interesting about Divinity. Like, obviously, this whole fight, she's kind of just telling Dylan she knows he's going after Morningstar, and basically she's just saying like it's not a good idea. I've known people way more experienced than you, and they wouldn't even think of going close to doing what you're doing. So I thought that was really interesting of who she talking about. But
Mm,
it also does seem like this issue, she does have a lot more experience than
Mhm.
I thought she did. Or like I have no idea what she's been through, but this issue leaves me a lot of questions with her for
The
sure.
the Michonne comparison I really like, because when she first shows up in the show as well, like she's definitely more experienced. Like she has the
mm,
walkers chained up. She's like
yeah,
she's in the guerrilla warfare like mindset, right?
she's
So she's
accustomed to this
using
world.
yeah. So and I think she's also like that in a lot of ways. Divinity. She's more like she's had her her fair
Hmm.
time and fair share of time around this block. She
Yeah.
knows she's fought her fair share of villains. She's definitely more experienced than Dylan, that's for sure. I feel like Dylan is a kid, and it shows more when he's around her,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Which is
We learned.
crazy because we do see her power, but she can't even really use her power right now. But
Mhm.
she's still holding her own, and we find out why she can't use her power all the time, which I also thought was interesting. But yeah, I hope she's a mainstay in the series to come. Do you guys think that she's kind of being set up that way?
She has a potential.
I think kind of like and I don't want to spoil this right now, but when we get to the end of the issue, we'll see another person we've seen in the past make another appearance who can consider an ally at this point. And I
Mm,
think Divinity will be kind of like that. You know what I mean? Where
Sure.
she'll come,
Cool.
it'll be a recurring ally.
yeah,
That's
Yeah,
fair. That's
kind of like
fair. Yeah, that's fair.
supernatural. Like I think
yeah.
where you
Or
see
like
some people that
Buffy,
yeah,
like with the
yeah.
second Slayer. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, something like that. But yeah, like that's perfect. Yeah. I do like her design though. She does have a very like badass, like almost like kind of a hipster biker look to her.
Yeah.
The move she was
Yeah.
using too, later
Yeah.
on, like her fucking finishing move, it's like a Street Fighter shit. So like, it's pretty good. We'll talk about it more, but we got a lot of backstory on her in this issue while
Yeah.
having a good, good one-on-one with roguesun and her, and Marcus in the background, of course.
Yeah, I mean, she's smashing heads together. She's, beating all these thugs up, and she's also talking like, I don't want to say like she's not talking down to Dylan, but she's definitely like, being sassy with him all the while.
Yeah.
You know what
And
I
even
mean?
Marcus is like, "Oh, you thought I was hard on you, right?"
Yeah,
So
yeah,
yeah. Yeah, no, she's definitely, yeah, she calls it as it is, as she sees it, I think. It might not necessarily be true, like what he said. Like, I think what he says is bravery is just he's just naive in that way. But who knows? Maybe he'll try something no one else has tried, or everyone else has just thought was impossible. But yeah, this is I'm curious though about her powers, about her name. I have a lot of questions about her, but yeah, we get Vane here too. I know last issue I was questioning for sure, like, oh, is his power just to share fire to different people? Like,
It's
is his
pleasure and
power
pain,
to
basically.
share? But no, we see here he's had enough, and they say, oh, okay, violence is the only language you guys speak. Well, I'll show it to you guys, and yeah, it takes all the people's powers
Mm.
around and kind of just absorbs it all and turns into this blue fire demon type thing.
If we get like a Sinister Six, though, like he would be a tough one to beat if you could have these bots coming at you, and then you have to deal with other people. Like
Yeah.
the Rogues Gallery is getting big, and I would love to see some more team ups. Maybe after the Morningstar arc, I think it'd be something fun.
Yeah. No, I'd say he poses quite a big threat to Dylan. What he's able to do later on, as we see.
Like yeah,
But
literally, like he needed
yeah,
Divinity to like help him.
yeah, literally. But yeah, back to Dylan, back to I guess, or not Dylan, Brock and Juliet. Ari
Yeah,
and the whole squad here too. They're going off and tracking down Mr. Finnegan Root. They need some assistance in helping get Caleb. I guess, yeah, just kind of get Caleb out of Ari and get that whole situation dealt with. So yeah, this was funny. Apparently, Finnegan Root said, "Don't, if you ever look for me again, I'm gonna kill you." But he has faith, and he has this cool little red ball like spirit thing that tracks danger, right? And that's how you find Finnegan Root. So I love it. I love it.
yeah. He's a lot creepier this time. He's just
yes,
like, what does he say right here?
Yes, he
He
is.
says, "All you've ever brought me is pain and misfortune," and then he says, "Unless these two lovelies are peace offerings."
I like the design more and more every time I
That
see it
was
too.
so good.
And she's like, "Gross," and then he's like, "I only want the brown hair. I like the worry in her eyes."
And
He's
and
yeah.
and can who's the brown hair? There's one black hair and one blonde. No,
Yeah, maybe I have no idea.
that I
Really,
tried to figure out, and I don't know. I'm gonna ask Ryan about that one.
yeah.
That one.
Maybe it's a mistake. I don't know. Yeah.
That could be, but
Maybe he meant the short. What's her name? Not
There was a panel where he had the word like V under where that was that a spelling error or is
yes,
that a grammar thing?
yeah. That I
yeah, I
think was
believe
the
that was
error
too.
for sure.
Yeah, I believe
Yeah.
that was too.
Maybe it's a
But
V
yeah.
for vendetta because he has a vendetta after them. And it was actually him. No, I don't know. That happens, but otherwise everything else is spectacular. So you can take one of those once in a while.
Yeah.
I guess when you reprint the issue, if it gets a second printing without the banner, I guess you could just make that small change. No, I'm just
There we
kidding.
go.
No, I'm just kidding. I would love an extra run. Like I would buy them if they did reprint them without the banner, not
I
to
would.
shit on the banner repeatedly. Like I'm kind of over it, but I'm just saying.
Are you?
Not to shit on the banner, but I would
Are you
literally
over it?
give you my money again just to do it without it. I'm not shitting on it, but I'll
How
just
about
give you my money.
yeah.
I love it. I love it. No, I'm with you too. Yeah, you gotta love the full art that they put there, right? But yeah, no,
Yeah.
I get the aesthetically matching as well, but it is what it is. We'll see what they do in the future.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I love how like Juliet takes the lead here, and she's
Yes.
just like, "It involves my daughter and a 7th century knight." It's like that's a sentence I never thought I'd hear. He's like, okay, but yeah, no, I mean, obviously we know from context, right? Like given what's happened in the previous arcs, but that's when we bounce back to Marcus, Dylan, and Divinity, and he's telling him, yeah, he's a drug dealer masquerading as a prophet. I think Ryan's in like a very like religious phase right now. Is he just like writing prophets here, writing prophets in Infernals? I'm just teasing. I'm just teasing.
Yeah,
I do love it. Like I do love that. Like
it's a fun
you
dynamic.
see the mindset he's in here, like writing these books. I want to say one thing I noticed a lot is I like how Divinity kind of is like she's similar to Marcus in the way she handles Dylan, but she kind of shows and not tells in the sense that she gives Dylan a chance to show he's an idiot, and like in that way she could just like
100%.
control him better or maybe get him to see her way. Whereas like
Yeah.
Marcus is just like talking down to him, and that doesn't work with the teenager. So I like how she kind of encourages his stupidity. You know what I
Kind
mean?
of
It's like
letting him make, letting him
mistake.
learn from his
Exactly.
own
Learn from
mistakes,
his own
right?
mistakes. Exactly.
Yeah. Marcus is trying to teach him before he does it, which doesn't really bode well for him. But yeah, no, that's a really good point. That's a really good point. I do completely agree with that.
Like Marcus
And
is fully in the back seat in this episode. He's not even like when you look at him, he looks like a little worried here and there, but it's almost like someone has taken my position for me.
It's the most laid back he's
I don't
been.
need to.
This is
he
the
doesn't
house
seem
like
panicking. Like we've seen him
No.
kind of be panic a little bit, like, hey Dylan, like come on. Like but yeah, he knows Divinity's kind of she's got his back, and she's kind of under control here.
But again, he kind of knows her, right? Or he's like he probably knew she'd be harsher on him. So it's just like, well, you think I'm bad, right? It's also more of another mind game where you just have to chill out. You can take the day off and look right. That's a win-win from old Marcus there.
Yeah. What'd you guys think of Vane's old trick here? His use of his powers on roguesun. Guess
Dude, that was really cool.
Yeah, I don't really know how to explain it.
The blue fire was cool as hell. Like, it was nice to see.
Kind of pushes his blue fire into Dylan's suit. And it drives him crazy, kind of distorts him, kind of like Vertigo.
Drugs him.
He gets him high.
Yeah, like Vertigo, right? Yeah, it's kind of like Vertigo almost, but
this is how it's an after school special. Drugs are bad, guys. So
yes.
Radiant Black really needs to step up and make him more of a strong stance. I think we need an issue.
What do you mean? We had Wellness Wallace.
That wasn't super massive though. Like, I mean, anyways. Wellness Wallace is like one of the best things that have happened. Oh, I have to tell. I've got a story. It's kind of cash related that I might say for the Radiant Black pod because I don't want to cross the streams. But it's like a personal Kathy story. It's kind of
Kathy story. Oh
yeah. No, I can't. I'm not gonna tease it because it sounds weird. So, like at work, I was getting a bunch of reduced shifts, and it was like a lady named Kathy making the schedule that basically like cut my shifts in half. And it's just like, I'm not saying she's my nemesis or anything, but like I'm not like pumped when I see her at work, and I'm like, all right,
wow.
But yeah, I've switched departments and shit at work, and like I'm actually getting shit done. But yeah, so it's like a Kathy. I'm like, God damn it. And I will say,
do you have a different view on Kathy as a whole now?
I don't know. Now it's got a different taste to it. The memes have a different like hinge to them or whatever. Anyways, moving on to roguesun. We don't want to, I don't think there's much crossover between roguesun and Radiant Black.
There's many. I guarantee 75% of the listeners are Kathy, big Kathy fans.
Anyways,
I hope so.
No, this was a cool issue, and also like the Finnegan root like wedding stuff was creepy because that's been like we did go back and look at those pages to make sure that it wasn't Juliet or
let me pull that up. Let me. Oh no, my image thing isn't working. So
anyways.
Well, it could be the start of something. He could maybe marry someone else. Maybe it's just showing he wants to get in a relationship right now. He's like
on the market.
These two peace offering. Yeah, he's on the market right now.
Let's get him on Love Is Blind. I think that would really benefit him.
I mean, that's a whole lot of ways just to say he's horny, guys. I mean, in more ways than one. Like he's literally horny, and then he's actually horny, right?
No, he is, very, but he's
because he's like covered in horns. That's what I meant. I don't know what you guys are.
Well, he wants to bone. Like he's got his going on. Oh, Jesus Christ. I mean, he's got the spine, to ask a girl out. We've seen he's got like that as his walking stick. Like he's gonna.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyways,
just works too perfect. It works.
The wedding issue. I can't wait for this wedding issue. Like we need to have all the like a cover with like Radiant Black and like all the characters on it.
Before we keep going down this road, let's explain because I think some people are confused. If you're confused about what we're talking about, in roguesun number 7, the choose your own adventure, or right? That's what it was. Choose your own adventure, whatever issue.
Yeah.
There was a page where they show like visions of the future or possible visions or whatever, and one of them is like Finnegan Root like marrying some human chick, right? Like they're like literally all like dressed and all that. There's like a ceremony happening. So like after this issue, Matt was like making the connection and was wondering if that had to do with like him hitting on Ori or Juliet or something. But when we were looking at the images, like it didn't. Neither of the women necessarily looked like Juliet or Ori. But you guys let us know what you think. We had the image to pull aside here, but for whatever reason, the image program is not working. So I apologize for that. But roguesun number 7, you can find the division we're talking about, and there's more on the page. You could also see like Dottie there wearing the armor she used in the previous arc when she was, helping fight with the powers and everything. So it's nice to see all of those pay off again. But yeah, back to the wedding, of course, the more important topic at hand.
Well, no, I think it'd be a fun wedding issue cover. You just get like, Radiant Black, you get, Deadlucky, you get all the Radiants, and you just have a good, I just like it when I don't give a shit about wedding issues, but like ironically they're kind of fun when, I mean, if you do it, like, I think we how many issues are in the Massiveverse now? It's got to be what, like,
That's a good question.
60,
A lot.
65.
Mhm.
Anyways, but we're getting up there because we've got had a lot of series contribute to the to the
Yeah, we're way
pension.
past 60. If you think about like roguesun's 21, and then Radiant Black is like
Has
30
like
something because we're counting the
36.
halves. Yeah.
Yeah, 30,
So it's
30
almost
something.
it's already like 34 right now, probably,
36.
because we have the last
Yeah.
two.
Plus
Yeah,
red,
so
plus pink,
so-
plus no one.
Yeah, so
12.
that's 55 just roguesun and Radiant Black. So 60 with pink, and then 12 with Deadlucky. That's like
Super
72.
massive.
There's like three supermassive, so that's 75. And
Shift.
then there's no one, which is 10. That's 85.
What does shift count as?
Shift 86. It's a
3.
one shot. It's a one
Or-
shot. We'll
okay.
count the one shot because they put all of them together. That's
Okay.
86 issues off the top of my head.
Okay.
I'm sure there's more that we're missing. Cal, I mean, if we want to count the original,
Tell
Cal,
us in the
like,
comments.
Close to
below
100.
or
Yeah,
tweet us.
getting
Yeah.
close to 100.
It's ironic because I think we're also I think this is the 86th episode. Oh, no, that's not true. Radiant Black podcast, we have 85 episodes, so we're almost getting to 100 there as well. And we stopped doing roguesun there because we have a podcast dedicated to it then. So we would have hit 100 videos. I'm pretty sure if we kept doing roguesun, on the show. So that's awesome. Just the Massiveverse is growing. So much is happening. And if you guys noticed, we're going to hit another tangent here because that's what we're doing today. Tangent. The next tangent is Kyle tweeted that someone tweeted at Kyle, like, are we going to see no one cross over with the rest of the Massiveverse? And he quote tweeted that with like some eyeballs,
Yes.
So that's got people thinking that would be really cool.
I think he said something similar about Cowl, right?
Wait.
Similar.
Before we continue, Smallville, because I've been rewatching that because I've only seen episodes here and there when I originally watched it, and now I'm on season 6 out of 10. Fucking long show. One of the episodes at the end of season 5, I swear to God, there's a plot that's exactly like No One, where it's like I'm pretty sure they watched Saw, like the guys who made the show watched Saw, and there was a guy who was like Saw on the TV show where he was like kidnapping Lionel Luthor and putting him through all these like twisted games. And at the end, I swear to God, they pull his thing and he's like, "Who are you?" And he's like, "I am no one." When he takes off the mask and the voice, and I'm like, were they like watching this? And that's where the idea came from, because they're like, I'm not saying they're the same or anything, but like I can definitely see. Exactly, and there's definitely some influence, but literally when the guy takes off the mask, he's like, "I am no one," and then he like says his name, but he's like, "Oh, it doesn't matter what your name is. It's like I'm like someone who fell under the weight of the system." Like that, like the whole point was that like Lionel Richie, who's a Lionel Ruther, who's a billionaire, wouldn't even recognize this guy's name, even though he worked for him for years. And that got me thinking that's probably gonna be what No One is. Like that's gonna be I can almost guarantee the identity of No One will be something like that, where it'll be like someone who was working there but like not super up top, and then just like nobody remembers him, and that's the whole idea. Because that makes sense to the theme of No One. Yeah. So if you know what episode I'm talking about, it's like the end of Smallville season 5, like one of the last 3 episodes. Okay, so if you guys see that, you'll remember. Okay. Anyway,
it'd be cool if in the movie, the No One movie, we got a Radiant Black tease, like post credits, or like some Radiant like crash landing or some shit. Just saying, like that's what came to mind for me when we're talking about all this massive.
It is crazy that Radiant Black crossed over with Free Agents before having even a cover with. Like you guys know, it's crazy that like Radiant Black and Invincible haven't been on a cover together, because, or even roguesun and Invincible, because they've all done it with Spawn at this point.
Why not? It's big.
Astro City. Dude, Astro City had a cover with Radiant Black. Astro City, bro. How can Kurt Busiek have a cover with Radiant Black? And he has them in Free Agents right now. But Radiant Black can't be in a cover with Invincible.
Dude, if Hollywood Bobby Kirks would do the cover quote for the first volume, why would he would be down to probably put Invincible on a cover there? But anyways, No, this issue though. Let's dive back into it. I was liking the arranged wedding. It really reminded me of, or not the arranged wedding. The soul being stuck in Ori. It reminded me of that South Park episode with Kenny's soul stuck in Cartman. Like, oh my god, classic. So I was just thinking they need a victim child. They'll probably need like a sacrifice body or some shit. Or who
This
knows?
is amazing. This
But no,
whole
I like
this whole wedding just killed us here. We're going.
Yeah.
I love it. All
Finnegan
these
Root's
tangents,
great.
but
I
yeah,
love
he's
Swamp Thing.
So what you're
He's kind of
saying is
nuts.
Ryan's planting seeds.
yeah.
I'm saying Finnegan
yeah,
Root
yeah.
wants to sow his oats. It's not
Yeah.
plant some seeds of his own. Anyways, we're getting into trouble and kicked
Yes.
off the YouTube.
Yeah.
But no,
I
this
do
was
love I do love her eyes like shining, the whole like weird thing she has going on, because I'm not sure what
Yes.
that is. Like a tattoo? Is it a burn? Is it a divine burn?
well. Let's talk
Is
about
I don't
it.
know.
It could be like angel, right? Divinity,
Oh,
like divine
divinities?
power. Like maybe she has like
Yes.
angelic abilities, but like angels aren't that
Mhm.
great either. Like some other series or something like that. So who knows?
Yeah, that's definitely a big question here. So yeah, after kind of she tells Dylan, okay, go beat Vane's ass, and then I'll come with you. You can go after Morningstar, whatever. So Dylan goes, he gets his ass beat, like Bash was saying, kind of, and she lets him learn for himself. And he gets his ass beat, kind of like with this vertigo. She comes out of nowhere and kind of just handles business, and then pulls out this power that we've been thinking she has some sort of power, but we've never seen anything yet. But yeah, her face starts glowing, and I guess she rips down a chandelier, kind of turns almost turns
Well,
the chandelier into like with the gold power, and just starts
that was cool.
wrecking havoc with it. Yeah, that was super cool. But yeah, her powers, we
She
find out
can
they
wield the light.
yes, she wields the light, and that's very interesting.
She's a holy
Because
paladin.
yes, we've learned about Morningstar, and we've seen, okay, maybe he's kind of the devil, but we haven't learned anything about kind of the other side of what this could be in the Massiveverse. Like, are there any divine powers? Like, are there any angels? Stuff like that. That could be a really cool route to go, because I
Well,
think
yeah.
it has to be something like that, right?
Where there's
it
dark,
has to
there's
be
light.
Inferno's crossover.
Inferno's crossover. That would be so.
He meets the family. He meets the Morgenstern. It's like, dude, that would be amazing. Dude, I'd be
that'd be
all
cool.
for that, man. That would be
Yeah,
really cool.
the Bells and
John
Morgensterns
Pearson
meet.
drawing
Yes.
Rogue Sun. Are you fucking
Need the
kidding me?
parrot verse here.
Yeah,
I love
the
that.
parrot verse. I love
Just
that.
have
Yeah.
Marcus having like
Parrot,
known
yeah.
like Abe or something like that. Like, oh yeah, hey.
Oh, dude, that would be so cool. Or maybe Abe can see Marcus because he's the fucking devil. You know what I mean? Or the son of
I
the
don't want to
devil.
say it because then it might not happen. Like unless it's
Yeah,
already in the
it's
works.
true.
'Cause, so like
It's
I almost
true,
don't
it's
want
true.
to say the stuff I hope happens, but like
Yeah.
whatever. I'm just saying if that happens, like if an artist accidentally draws them in the same panel. Anyways,
I mean, we
let's,
can commission that shit and make it happen. So
probably,
I'm just
probably.
saying.
Now that I'm just like making my billions at work. No, I'm just
Yeah.
kidding. Freaking no, this was interesting with Divinity and what we learned later with Dottie and further connections and stuff like that. Like she
Well, she's
beats.
basically a Ghost Rider, eh? She has her own. She's like an angel Ghost Rider. That's what
Yeah,
she is. Eh?
the people she's
Yeah.
with, like maybe she was almost dying, and Dottie brought her back to life, brought her to these people that could bring her back, but at a cost because she got time, right, for bringing in Vane there. So if you're getting time, maybe that's like time where you can do whatever you want until or live with them or without being, facing some kind of consequences. So who knows?
Yeah, that's true. I almost took that as like time of living. I don't know why I took that as that, but
Probably.
like how much time she has to live.
be.
But yeah, I think that's super cool that she is Dottie's niece. That is a cool
What did you
connection.
guys think about the Ari revelation, though? The fact that like she might not be able to
Oh, yeah.
purge the demons from her like soul or whatever.
Oh yes, that would
Yeah.
that adds a huge layer on it, and I think especially knowing with how Caleb can be so I don't know, so tricky.
No,
with
it's like Harry Osborn
That guy-
syndrome. You know what I mean?
that guy can
Like,
be
that's-
so he just never goes away, man. Just never goes away, So, but I think he can be a tricky guy. So I don't know. I think it's more or less of what Ari can do, like handle herself, versus like what Caleb can maybe like manipulate.
And she's what, a
her to
Caleb
do.
demon named Corey or something? Like I don't know. That's gonna be interesting. Like the two split
Yeah,
personality.
what would what would that
maybe
look
she'll
like?
turn
What would that
into,
look
like,
like? Would he
she'll
take
turn into,
over?
like a hybrid demonica, like a new demonica mixed with Caleb, maybe.
That'd be
You
a
know what I mean?
cool. That'd be an interesting route.
Or
But I
maybe
don't know.
maybe she conquers her demons literally, and then
Yeah,
she becomes like a hero of some sort. That would be cool too.
or he's tough. I'm not too worried that
Yeah.
she's gonna get end up on
No.
the good side of this. But this was a
Yeah.
good issue, and I liked with the Shoryuken was fucking sick that she pulled off that
No, but like
lead
they're kind of
into
something. They're foreshadowing a fight between her and Dylan because he says if she's strong enough, it will fade in the cycle with the cycle of the new moon. But if the spirits bond, the only medicine strong enough will be fire.
yeah.
So
That
that's
was a
maybe setting
badass line.
yeah.
That was a badass line.
There's a lot of
Like,
great
I
dialogue in
really
this
don't
issue.
want Dylan to have to kill Ori, man. Like that'd be heartbreaking. That's some Radiant Black level like heartbreak shit right there.
Mm.
Yeah. Yeah, I could see it coming to that, and then maybe hopefully she survives. But yeah, Ari's such a good character. I hope we
Yeah.
don't lose her that way. But yeah, damn,
Um,
that
I,
could be heartbreaking.
I like
Really heartbreaking.
the talk with him and Marcus before an old friend shows up when they're talking about how his dad was like either you're the worst coach ever or you're holding stuff back basically because like he didn't tell him he only told him the Blackfire and Dylan's like talking about all these cool things and he even
Yeah.
saw stuff in the afterlife or in the stone he saw like previous rogue sons using a bunch of cool shit and he's like how come you never taught me any of this stuff and Marcus was like about to say something and then we got interrupted.
by the Raven Queen, right? That's her name.
That's so Raven showing up
Yeah, yeah, dude, I love the
with
entrance.
premonitions.
I love how it's just like, oh, I couldn't send my doorman because you killed him.
Yeah, that was so good.
So
And we got a
you're gonna
mystery.
be my guy now.
We're driving into the aviary files where we got Dylan's got a cold case now, or not a cold. I don't know. It's not a cold case yet, but he's got to go and figure out who killed this one of the ravens or one of the ladies. Yeah,
Yeah, and we see that. And wasn't that also teased in a prior issue?
Yeah,
Wasn't
that
like
was teased
Alienator?
at the
Yeah,
end of what was it, 18? I
Mm.
believe at the end of last arc it was teased.
yeah.
Yeah, it was
So do you think it's
Alienator.
Alienator? Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, I remember personally at like reading or seeing those teases, I for sure thought it could be the Raven Queen that died. So I think that's super cool. I guess it's one of her Sparrow sisters got murdered. So I think I think probably the most interesting thing about this is uh kind of linked to the quote actually at the back of the issue where it says there are no witnesses to the attack which should be impossible here, which is like when there's eyes everywhere, how can something not be seen, like there's birds everywhere. This is where everything that is seen and happens, this is where everything comes, like what everything the birds see all over the world, this is what they see. So yeah, I think could it be an inside job? Could it be just someone that powerful? Who knows? But yeah, definitely some higher stakes coming here. But we do know Alienator's coming. What do you think?
Yeah,
Do you think
I think
Alienator's messing up? Yeah,
yeah, I
messing up
think
the
so.
aviary.
I'm hoping so at this point. I'm being selfish and saying I hope so because I love Alienator and I really want to see
That's
more of
fair.
them.
That's fair.
Yeah. But yeah, I agree with Matt. I thought this was a really solid issue. I thought the dialogue was really on point this issue. There were some really memorable lines with the hookah Hank and all that good stuff. Like there were some really good lines. There's some poignant lines. I do like how much the issue accomplished. We get a lot of like we learn a lot about a divinity. We get like a partial origin. We learn about her connection to the other characters, as in her being Dottie's niece. We get a lot of evolution for Dylan because we see that not only is he capable of learning in a different manner where he makes his own mistakes under a responsible guide or watchful eye, like divinity, but also he actually is getting curious and learning with that with that speech he had at the end where he's asking Marcus, what about all these other abilities? All these other rogue sons can do so much more than me. And I'm so glad he brought that up because I was getting sick of it personally. I'm just like, bro, you're getting your ass whooped. You don't have any tricks up your sleeve other than the basic like bam, whip, pow, throck, like so that was awesome. And then I'm sorry I couldn't bring up the page here. I don't know why my image program is not working, but we did have the page from Rogue Sun issue number 7 that shows us the future visions. Unfortunately, we can't pull that up, but we'll mention it here. Go check out Rogue Sun number 7. I'm sure you have that's the Choose Your Own Adventure issue with Time Falcon. If you know, you know. So that's pretty much it, guys. Anything you want to add before we close it?
I think, yeah, fantastic issue. I remember we were saying kind of the last issue and this one, it was a very much a two-part. Last one ended on a big cliffhanger, so this one with the last one, it definitely makes a cool kind of two-part story with Divinity for sure. Also, yeah, real quick, Nick Cotton is now part of the official team of Rogue Sun, which is super cool, and Bruno Frenda is going to be the artist on the next couple issues of Rogue Sun
Ooh,
as well from Eden Frost. Eden Frost. I've never read that. I just looked at some of the art and it looks freaking amazing. So I think it's gonna be pretty cool seeing a different artist take on Rogue Sun. Such a cool design. So yeah, I'm very very excited to see that. And yeah, I think that is about everything. Then yeah, the next cover is freaking badass. We get Dylan kind of coming out of one of those aviary portals. So that was super cool. And yeah, that is it for me. So
awesome.
um yeah, loved it.
Yeah,
Loved it. Can't wait for
yeah.
Infernals.
Hell yeah. Infernus #5 next week. We will be dropping reviews, the final issue of the first arc. Hopefully the series keeps going. I haven't seen any others solicited yet, so they might be doing a break. I don't know. We'll ask Ryan when we see him. And I'm thinking, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna have Ryan. We're gonna try to get Ryan on at the end of this arc. Let's try to get him on in November after Rogue Sun 24 so that we can talk about it, talk about his thoughts, talk about plans moving forward and all that. We're always excited to do that. But I will say, if you do follow us on the Radiant Black podcast, well, if you don't know about that, make sure you check it out. Radiant Black is not only another comic book in the Massiveverse, the same superhero universe that Rogue Sun is from, but they actually cross over. And funny enough, Rogue Sun is actually going to appear in the next issue of Radiant Black. If you know, you know. So that's something to look forward to if you're a Rogue Sun fan. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, just either look up our podcast, join the Discord, or just look up Radiant Black, and I'm sure you'll figure it out from there. We do have one other piece of news for the Radiant Black podcast. We do have what was mentioned here because it might be exciting. We're going to have two big Massiveverse creators on. We're not going to mention who just yet. It's a surprise for now. We're going to have two big Massiveverse creators on for Radiant Black, our Radiant Black number 30 and 30.5 reviews in September. We're very excited. Sorry, is it September, October? I don't even remember. It's soon, right? We're going to have two
Coming
big
up.
creators on. Yeah, two huge creators. I don't want to spoil anything. It's going to be big, guys. If you
It's gonna
like
be
Radiant
exciting.
Black,
Yeah.
it's going to be very, very exciting. We are ecstatic. So that's the last thing. Anyway, thank you so much, guys. Remember to send in your letters to roguesun letters@gmail.com. They are printing letters again, so it's exciting. Michael was saying before he didn't get enough letters to print in the comic book, so let's send some awesome letters, get those questions in, and go rogue, ladies and gentlemen. We'll see you next time.